I hate social media, despise it with a passion, which is odd because I have to use it so much for work, both in terms of my own client acquisition, and a lot of my clients run services that are heavily reliant upon and sync with social media. But if you're looking for some sort of client acquisition channel, I think the best channel to do that through is LinkedIn. Simply because it is the professional network. People there are looking for professional connections, professional solutions. That's where you're going to find clients. And it does work. I do very little on there nowadays to promote myself. I will be getting back into it next week with a new campaign push, but it's a story for another time. But even doing very little on there, I still get approached. I mean, even today I had a guy reach out to me and say, we've got this problem, is it something that you can help with? And I have a call with him tomorrow. It's a potential new client, and I had to do nothing to generate that. So that's one hot lead this week who obviously already knows who I am, knows I can help. Perfect. It is a great platform, but you've got to know how to use it. And one of the most important elements of a LinkedIn profile is the headline. This is not like a headline for content or anything like that. It is, when you're on LinkedIn, you'll see somebody's name, Joe or Jane Smith, and then underneath it will have who they are, basically what they do. By default, I think it just pulls up your current title and the company. So it'll be like, Jane Smith at, it's not an email, Jane Smith, copywriter at company, which is okay. You should always change this. You should definitely customize this. But the problem is, how do you customize it? There are two schools of thought, right? You've got one, which is just put up your title. So just put up copywriter, content writer, content strategist, whatever it is that you do primarily, that's what you should go with. That's one school of thought. The other is to focus on the benefits that you bring to your clients. So you might put it as, I help restaurant businesses get more customers through effective content marketing, or whatever. I think it's like 162 something characters that are allowed, whatever you can fit in there. So do you go with the just title, or do you go with the benefit that you provide and the action that you take every single day? There is also a third school of thought which doesn't warrant mentioning, but I'm going to do it anyway because it makes me giggle. Sometimes you see people with these really whimsical, over-the-top job titles, like Dream Imaginator or some bullshit, which are just awful because nobody knows what that is. Nobody's on LinkedIn looking for a Dream Imaginator or a chief relationship guru or some bullshit. Nobody's looking for that. Nobody knows what it is, and people are going to look at it and go, "What is this?" And they're just going to move on to the next person. So don't go down that really wacky route that a lot of people tend to go down. Don't call yourself something like a word mercenary or whatever because you're a freelance writer or something like that. Try and stick at least somewhat to what you do. Remember, simplicity rules supreme. I'm going to share my screen now. Wait. I really hope that I got that right in editing because I am atrocious at the editing. I just want to record these and click publish. But here's my screen. Here is LinkedIn. This wonderfully handsome man on the right, that's me. It's very humble too. But this is what somebody will see when they search for something. So I search for copywriter. So you will have a number of people that come up. Copywriter are now filtered by people. You can do by jobs and all that other stuff and content and stuff. But this is what you'll generally see. You'll generally see somebody's name and their title. Boom. This goes back to the video that I recorded on push versus pull headlines. These are pull headlines in a way, because somebody is searching for something specific. Their intent is to find a copywriter. The best thing that you can do is go to them. I am what you're looking for here. Because I'm going to search for copywriter, I'm immediately going to check out Kerry Alexander, Lena Keshishian. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I'm going to check out Fabian. I'm going to check out Jack. I'm going to check out Nick, because they all have the word, the solution that I'm looking for in their title. I meant that to be freelance copywriter, to really trim it down to somebody I know that's not in a full-time employment and can work with me, but they have what I'm looking for. Thing is, that's not the entirety of LinkedIn. Also, LinkedIn has the wonderful feed, right? I should also mention that I'm not really doing much promotion for myself on LinkedIn. It'll begin again next week, my own campaign push that I'm doing. But different story for a different time. So, Angelo is Growth Marketing Manager at Rebrandly. Tells me exactly what Angelo does. And that's good, because if I read this little piece here and I go, oh, that's interesting, Rebrandly, who is it? He's sharing it. Oh, cool. That might be the person that I'm looking for. This could be a piece of content that you've written about how to do something in the industry that you target. Somebody goes, oh, that's interesting. Who's it from? Oh, it's from you. And they are a copywriter. Oh, we need a copywriter. They seem to know their stuff. But you're really relying on these headlines to be like those push headlines. And sometimes it won't always come up. So again, that's a good one. Business support project manager. It tells me immediately who this person is, what they do. Trying to find like a bad example. I have some bad examples ready and waiting, but sometimes it's you share something that will go out to a number of people, and maybe the headline that you're wanting to come up here isn't showing up. So let's get into these push versus pull headlines, good and bad, and I'm probably going to have to blur out some names because I don't want to be that guy. This is an example of a bad headline. This person is making sales fun, lively leaderboards, personalised deal celebrations, and head-to-head challenges. But I don't know what this person does. Whether I'm searching for something or this comes up in my feed, I still don't really understand what it is that they do. This is confusing to me. I'm like, okay, so you make sales fun. That could be one of any number of jobs. This could be somebody who goes around offices, playing games with salespeople. It could be a sales development consultant. It could be 100 other different things. I don't know. Apparently he's the founder of a company. I'll have to blur all of that out as well because I've just released much of their information. But it's not good because I don't understand what it is. Remember, this headline is trying to communicate very succinctly what it is you do and the benefit that you can give, like in what capacity you can help generate that benefit. This to me is just, I don't know how we can help. Follow it for incredible videos of tech that matters. Technically not bad, but what kind of solution am I going to be connecting with this guy for? It's not, from a freelance perspective, this wouldn't work. If he just wants to grow an audience of people who want to watch his videos, maybe that's the perfect headline. But for us, if you put on your one, follow for videos for tips on content. So I just realised I got lost then, and I licked my finger to clean a smudge off my laptop, which is pretty grim. There we go. It's better now. Should remember where I am. But yeah, maybe he just wants to grow a larger connection base for these videos, and then he's going to switch it and hit everybody up who's following him for some work or whatever. I don't know. But for us, I don't think that matters. You can do the videos follow for videos of content that converts or whatever. And again, it might be a way to do it, but you're not really going to tell people exactly how you can help them in their business in your very, very specific niche. Growing fashion and footwear online, how? I will admit this guy's an e-commerce consultant, but again, there's just something There's just something missing there. It's a bit odd to me it's just not telling me enough. This one's better, but I still feel like this isn't good enough. Driving organic growth for tech companies through content and SEO. Now, it's specific enough because we know who he's targeting, tech companies, and what he offers, content and SEO. Driving organic growth. Okay, so basically this is a somebody who does sort of content marketing, content consulting. Marketing hustler, I would get rid of that. That is, no one gives a fuck that you think you're a marketing hustler. Tell people how you're going to help them, all right? But again, there's something odd with this. It's missing out on half of that audience. It might work on the push headlines to get inside people's attention. It's not going to work on that pull side when somebody searches specifically for a solution provider. And it's those pull headlines that are going to have a much higher hit rate because somebody's actively searching. They have the problem. They know the solution. You're the solution. This is just getting inside, getting your name known. I think this is now one of the good ones, at least I hope so. See, Jonathan has a wonderful example of what I think is the perfect solution. Co-founder and CEO at Growth Hackers. Okay, grow your business with growth hacking and digital marketing, lead generation, sales. So the reason that I think this is perfect is imagine this little rocket ship is a separator line. This is why I like it, because here you can put your actual title. Copyright, for me, copywriter and marketing consultant. That's what I sort of put myself as. You could put yourself as content strategist and content writer, as case study copywriter, as white paper copyright, whatever. But then after this little divider, you put the benefit. So basically, Jonathan's hitting both of those things. He's if somebody's searching for a co-founder and CEO, he's going to pop up, and that's going to be the first thing that they see, and it's going to work as that pull headline. But the bit afterwards is going to work as that push headline. So he's kind of hitting both sides, which is great. I think that's the perfect way to do this, is you do both. But don't be overly wanky with this second part. Don't be like, you're a marketing hustler or, a copy magician or whatever. State what you do. Let's go and grow your business with growth hacking, digital marketing and lead generation. Just say what it is that you do. You help whatever brands achieve X through Y. Helping companies make experimentation and optimization a core part of the business. Okay, so this was one of the less good ones, which I've just moved over in the tabs because it was in the wrong order. Again, he needs here before something about the actual title. So if I go down, the title is founder. So that's different because he's not going to be doing the work for people. He owns this company. But I would still put above here CEO and founder, or founder of this thing. And then that is a good explanation of what their business does, if that makes sense. Please, head of partnerships at statuscake.com. Perfect. Maybe you want to put a little bit after that about what Status Cake does, but this is clear. If I've got a company, or my client has a company which could benefit from working with Status Cake, the person that I'm going to want to reach out to is the head of partnerships. Oh look, I found him very, very quickly, very, very easily on LinkedIn. If this guy's sharing content, eventually I'm going to be like, oh, somebody shared that great piece of content. It was the head of partnerships at Status Cake. But you need that little bit afterwards, I guess, to really sort of hammer home that benefit. So in this case, it could be, all right, there's nothing there. So I'm not going to try and pull something from the company description. Oh no, that was me messages. Interim Global Marketing Director at Questback. Again, perfect, clear there. Would be nice to see what Questback, can't read, what Questback does just afterwards, but again, very clear. I would rather have something that is super clear but maybe doesn't expand upon the benefits. I would take that every day over like a really wanky, confusing but detailed explanation that nobody really understands. This is Bev, mate, and then last one's Sujan, co-founder of Mailchimp and Ramp Ventures. We're hiring. So he's got a separator here, and then obviously Sujan is very well known in the marketing industry. So that bit afterwards is not really explaining what the companies do, but explaining something else. And he's making good use of that headline, because when he pops up in your feed, You're like, oh my God, Sunya's hiring. Maybe I want to work for Mailshake or Ramp Ventures. But that's the thing, really. It's about that push and pull headline. So many people do one or the other, and that's fine. If you're going to do one, though, do that pull headline. Just state what your job title is. People say, oh my God, it's boring. But sometimes you don't need to be interesting. If interesting is confusing, then it's detrimental. People are searching on LinkedIn for specific solution providers. You've got a much better chance of getting those people who are much warmer leads if your title is exactly the solution that they're looking for. If I'm searching for a copywriter and somebody's written down something, over the top, flowery, I can't even think of anything. This is how bad I am at it. Painting images with words for your brand. I'm going to completely bypass that because I'm looking specifically for a copywriter. But there's nothing to stop you from doing that first half where it's like, I am X, Y, X. I am X. I'm a copywriter, I'm a content writer. And I'm putting a little divider in and then saying, I help tech companies create better blog content or whatever it is that you might do. That's the perfect way to do it, I think. If you want to do just the statement of who you are and what it is that you specialize in, that's cool. Just don't be the person who writes something that's far too confusing. Don't be the person who relies only on I help X achieve Y. You've also got to have the title in there if you want to hit all of those bases. So that's my advice for this. Hopefully that was somewhat educational. If not, let me know and I'll try and improve. But until the next video.